Up next on Profiles in Caring, presented by Equitable Life and Casualty. He came to the United States to live the American dream. Now Yeah Samake returns to Mali with the goal of changing the face of education in his homeland. His story up next on Profiles in Caring.
The following Profiles in Caring is brought to you by generous funding from Equitable Life and Casualty, committed to being the premier life and health insurer for the ultimate generation, today's senior American.
Thanks for joining us today. 2 schools built, 50, maybe 60 more to go. That's the ambitious goal of the Daily Dose Foundation as it seeks to improve educational opportunities for children in Mali, Africa. The schools are small, only 3 rooms each, but every school brings new hope for a brighter future for the young people of Mali and for the nation. Our Doug Jardine reports now from Mali.
Once one of the greatest and richest countries in Africa, Mali is now one of the poorest countries on earth. Out of all countries measured for wealth, 175 of them, Mali ranks 174th. If you ever heard someone describe traveling to the end of the earth as going to Timbuktu and back, well, Timbuktu is in Mali. And although it is a beautiful place to visit, Mali and its 11 million people as a whole are in a financial stranglehold, and whenever that happens to a country and its economy, it seems one of the first segments to suffer is education. It is another walk to school for Manata and the other children from the village of Tentu, Mali, almost 4 hours from the country's capital city of Bamako. Bonjour. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Out in the proverbial middle of nowhere, tradition-rich Tentu is a village that has survived for generations. Over the years, every single school day, these students have made a 4 to 5 kilometer trek to school 4 times a day. To school, home for lunch and back again, and then home at the end of the school day. That is the price paid for education outside of Mali's larger cities. There simply have not been schools anywhere closer to these rural villages.
Education is very important. The importance for Minata to go to school is that when she learns to read and write, she might be able to get a better job and also better opportunities in life. And she can go outside and bring in opportunities to the village. But the benefit is not only to just her, but the benefit is to her family and also to the whole village.
Lala and Manata invite me into their home to sit and talk about education, its importance now and in the future, and the sacrifice the children in most areas of Mali make to walk the very long distances to their schools.
When she was traveling all the way to Medina, which is about 5 kilometers away from the village, that was very difficult for her. Some morning she would leave home without breakfast, and she had to walk this long distance, and she goes to school and come back for lunch and return back to school. By the time she's done with school on the day, she has no desire to study in the evening. If a student doesn't study, does she progress? I don't think so. So I believe that having the school nearby here will improve her performance in school. House chores are all done by myself. I don't receive any help from Minata because she had to work so far away. But now, as she gets more time and she doesn't work so far and she doesn't get so tired, then she can help me every once in a while.
Manata is 14 years old.
I know the importance of education. I would like to be a doctor when I finish school. You cannot be a doctor without education.
Were there days when, because she was walking so far, that one, she didn't feel like getting up and going, and two, when she got home, she didn't want to do her homework?
It's so hard in the morning to get up to go to school, especially when your foot is hurting, and knowing that when I walk on it, it even hurts more.
Her foot has to hurt. Look at the wound here on her ankle. The injury happened weeks ago, but as Manata walks to school or does the many expected daily chores in her village, she simply tries to put the weight of her body on the inside of her foot.
So some days I wish I could stay home, but I still go to school because I do know that the education is important. So when I walk back home, it's the same pain. I walk on my foot that is painful already, so when I get home I'm so tired that I do not desire to study at times. But I still manage to get a good grade in school and study. It never came to me that I would be in the position I am today to learn and return and serve the people of Mali.
For Lala and Manata and hundreds of other Malian children, they have to be thankful that Yeah Samake has returned to his birthplace. Yeah and the Daily Dose Foundation have as their goal to build schools, as many as 60 of them, in rural Mali. The first was built in June of 2006 near Manata's home village of Tentu. The new school cut her walking distance from 4 kilometers one way to about 1.5. Yeah went to the United States to find and live the American dream and immediately realized that his real dream was back in his homeland.
I could stay there with the degree I have. Right now I have a master's degree. I could earn enough money to sustain myself and live a happy life in America. But I am much needed here. In America, I might need America, but America doesn't need me. So I believe that I can better serve the people of Mali by coming and returning and being with them, understanding the need of the people. That is what is motivating me.
And if you don't believe how important education is to these children and how appreciative they are of their new school, just experience with me for a moment the absolute joy I saw and felt as Yeah and I paid them a surprise visit. And they are all running so fast right now, just so they can be part of this little picture that I'm going to take one time. Look how happy these kids are. Absolutely unreal. A lot of it just because they have a chance to come and get an education. And that's what this is all about. Makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it, Yeah?
It does.
It does.
Now, given the same opportunities, these children will be able to learn and grow and be better leaders, better citizens, and also be able to be lifted out of poverty in Mali.
We stopped into each classroom to say hello, and they took advantage of our time with them to teach me, to teach us, a lesson about friendship, about family, about education, and about culture. It began when this girl started to sing, and by the time she was done, the happiness was breaking out everywhere. When Profiles in Caring returns, how the Daily Dose Foundation involves local villages and communities in each new school. And then later, the pageantry as yet another village receives the gift of education.